stretching starting right now. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community because I'm here all the time and you can keep coming back. And hopefully together we can make a whole bunch of progress towards our side split goals. We're doing 30 minutes of side split stretching, and we start with a whole bunch of different warm-up exercises, and then we pre-stretch all the muscles that we're going to use in the side split so that we're ready to make the most out of every minute that we send into that side split. All right, let's get into it. Let's get our first warm-up exercise going. We are doing the hip CARs. CARs is an acronym, CAR, controlled articulated rotations. And what we're doing is we're moving our leg and our hip through its full range of motion using just the muscles in our legs. All right, let's go. We're going to start with bringing our knee as high as possible. We're going to open up our hip to the side, as far to the left or right, depending on which orientation the video is for you. And then we're going to rotate that leg so the ankle comes up as high as possible. You'll start feeling a whole bunch of tension up here in that side of your butt hip right here. Keep that leg high, ankle up, knee up, and then finally bring the leg, oh, I'm off balance, down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel that stretch in the front of the hip flexors, and that is 1 rep. All right, we're going to do that 10 times on the left side, 10 times on the right side. We're going to reverse the whole thing 10 more times on the left side, 10 more times on the right side, and then we'll be done with hip CARs. I know it sounds like a lot, but I'll try to keep it interesting. All right, let's go. High knee, open up that hip, rotate the leg, down and back. I'm going to keep on turning around in circles so you can see all the different views. High knee, open up, see how straight to the side this is, rotate that ankle, bring the leg down and back. High knee, leg, rotate, down and back. High knee, side, ankle, 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 down and back. I think that's like 7 or 8. Honestly, I lost count at 2, but this is just a gut feeling I've got. And I'm pretty sure that means this is 10 or 11 if that other number was right. So we've wrapped up hip CARs on one side. Let's do hip CARs on the other side. I think there's a bunch of comments coming in. Oh, Lindsay Cooper, welcome back. Thank you for the hearts and the roses. I appreciate it. And let's keep going. Oh, we just did hip CARs on the left side. Let's do hip CARs on the right side. High knee, open up that hip, rotate the leg, bring that ankle up as high as it can go, bring the leg down and back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel that stretch in the front of your hip flexor, and let's go. High knee, open directly to the side, rotate that leg, bring it down and back, keep going. I think I'm going to count that first one, or as demonstrating form. So I think this makes this number 4, 5. It helps if you stare at something eye level and far away to help you balance. And I lose balance frequently because I decide that it's important for me to turn a whole bunch of different angles to make sure you can see what I'm trying to do with my legs. All right. Whew. Lost balance again. But I'm good. I've recovered. All right. I think we've done 9 or 10 of these. So I'm going to just do one more for good measure. And we have wrapped up hip CARs going forward on both sides. Let's get ready to do some backwards ones. Are those static or dynamic? We are basically only doing dynamic things right now. We'll have a bunch of static stretches in a little bit, but right now we're doing a warm-up, so everything's dynamic. It's a lot of movement, making sure the hips are going and our heart keeps pumping, and we start sweating a little bit. All right, hip CARs, we just did going forward. Now let's do them in reverse. The move is the exact same. You just go in the reverse order. We are going to lift that leg, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel that stretch in the front of the hip flexor. Lift that leg up directly to the side like you're a martial artist about to kick somebody in a cool movie. Then bring that ankle down by rotating the whole entire hip and leg. Now you can see this leg is going straight to my left. And now I'm going to bring it in front. Try to keep that knee as high as possible. I know when you're tired, your knee starts coming down. Try your best to keep that knee as high as it can go. All right, that's 1. Let's do 9 more. Back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee. I have a stool, or sorry, I have a chair, stool, right next to me that I'm holding on to for balance right now. And so, if you've been doing this whole time without any support, go grab something, hold on to a wall, do something to make sure that you can stay stable and you can focus all of your intentions on getting that knee as high as possible and working that full range of motion. I completely forgot to count that whole time, so I'm gonna just pretend we did 10. All right. If we haven't done 10 and somebody else has been counting, let me know. Let's go. Switch to the other side. Back, side, ankle, knee. If you guys are just hopping in, what we're doing is called hip cars, and you can just follow along right now as we go. We're bringing that leg back, flexing the hamstrings, flexing the glutes, feeling that hip flexor. We're lifting the leg up directly to the side, like we're going to kick somebody in a martial arts movie. Keep that ankle and the knee high. Rotate that leg so just the knee is as high as possible. Then bring that knee forward, facing right in front. I'm going to rotate around so you got a different angle. And let's keep going. I think that's 2. So back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee. Feel free to grab something to give yourself a little bit of support and stability. If it looks like my arms are shaking all over the place, that's because that's what I'm using to give myself balance. And of course, as soon as I describe what I'm doing, I completely lose balance and start falling all over the place. All right. I can't decide if we're done or not. Let me just do 2 more. 9 and 10. Those are the hip cars. We just did them left side, right side, front and back. Me replying mid-live gotta be crazy dedication. It's hard. There's a lot of stuff to scroll through, and I don't know if I can read quite fast enough sometimes to make it not take forever, but I appreciate it. All right, a whole bunch of people sending stuff that I don't really know what it means. I'm not going to spend too long reading because that's just distracting. Let's keep going. Thank you everybody for hanging out. If you're just joining in, we do this live every single day for 30-ish minutes. We do side splits related stretching every day. And hopefully that means that you guys will keep coming back, practice consistency with me. And together we can make a whole bunch of progress towards our side split goals. If it's just lower body mobility that you want to work on, I promise the side split works on basically everything except bring this back leg back. So if you only care about the front splits, you're like half the way there too. So keep coming back. You'll get much stronger, just like how we're doing the hip cars. Your hips will get much stronger as we go. All right. What does that mean? Make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, get notified. Keep coming back so that we can practice consistency together. All right. That was the first warm-up exercise we just did. Oh man, we are right at the beginning. So you haven't missed anything. You're just joining in. The second thing that we're going to do is called the elephant walk. And it's all about the hamstrings. What we're going to do is we're going to get into this sort of L shape like this. If you're a little less flexible, you're a little higher up, that's totally okay. This is all part of making progress. All right. We're going to try to bring the belly button as low as you can go. Feel that hamstring stretch building, getting more and more and more intense. We're going to chill and take it nice and easy for the first couple of seconds because most people don't spend any time in a position like this. So going right into it all hardcore seems mean. And we're not about being mean. We're about being consistent. And if I'm a mean person, I don't think you'd come back, right? So, all right, let's go. Keep on trying to bring that belly button down to the ground. Take some nice big deep breaths and let them go and see if you can relax a little bit into a deeper stretch. It might look like I have a lot of flexibility because I can touch the floor. I also happen to have short legs. All right. So, take that with a grain of salt. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to bend one knee and straighten out the other leg and keep on trying to bring that belly button down. You might notice that you start feeling the hamstring stretch a bit differently in that bent leg. I feel the hamstring stretch right behind the knee in the bent leg and sort of in the middle half of the leg on the straightened leg. Now that you know that it's a thing,
feel for it, and keep switching from side to side. Keep on trying to bring that belly button down to the ground. And this is what makes it dynamic. Somebody, I think, is it TikTok? Or is that YouTube? I think it's TikTok, asked static dynamic way early. And I don't even know if I got the right context. But we're trying to keep this dynamic and moving based so that you have control over the muscles. You get to work up a little bit of a sweat. You warm up and get ready for the hardcore stretching that we're going to go do in a couple of minutes. All right. From here, I want you to try a handful of things. All right. One of them is just, I call it a sassy hip, but really what we're doing, and I'll face you this way so you can see better, is really sticking that hip out and trying to get maximum range of motion out on either side. And there's two reasons why I say that. One, you get a little bit of an extra stretch across the glute, and that's good because we're going to work on stretching those muscles later anyway. So the warmer they are, the more prepared they are, the more benefit you'll get from the stretch. And two, most people just don't spend any time doing anything fun with their bodies, right? And I want you to just give random little things a try, especially when they're very safe and you can't get hurt typically. And the more fun and the more capable you are in your body, the more fun you can be for everybody else around you. You got little baby nieces and nephews, children that you want to hang out with, throw them into the air, the stronger you are, the less tired you get, and the more fun they're going to have and love you, and you're going to be the favorite auntie, uncle, right? So actually, that's just my role in life, and I like sharing that secret with people. I don't know why I'm going on this tangent. All right, that's the elephant walk, and we spent a little bit of time in that position. Next, I want to show you a little bit of mobility work that will make the elephant walk a little bit more exciting. All right. The first thing I want you to do is bend your left knee and straighten out your right leg. Next up, I want you to use your left hand to grab that right leg and help push and open up your chest and stick that right hand up into the air. Look at it behind you, twist, 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 and then come back down. All right. Notice that we stayed in this elephant walk hamstring stretch position the whole time, but we got an extra bonus out of it with some thoracic rotation. Thoracic rotation is just the fancy words for we're twisting our spine. And the spine is designed to do that. And it's designed to do that pretty well. But most of the time, our society, our culture, our fitness world focuses on two things: going forward and going back. Not so much twisting and not so much going side to side either. So release your spine. Enjoy that stretch. It makes the elephant walk a little bit more fun, and you get a lot of bonus, right? If you guys drive, technically you're supposed to check your blind spots. You know, there's a lot of fancy tech these days to help cover those things, but technically your neck and your back are supposed to be able to turn around and look back when you're reversing, when you're driving. Anyways, that's the benefit of doing some extra stretchy work. Let's see. We have basically wrapped up elephant walks. Let's go on into Cossack switches. Cossack switches look a little bit like this. We're going to open up our hips nice and wide, probably about 2 times as wide as our hips. All right. We're going to point our toes about 45 degrees. This isn't strict at all. It's whatever is comfortable for you. 45 is just a nice guideline saying point it outwards. Then we're going to drop all of our weight onto one side and try to keep our knees over our toes. What I mean by knees over our toes is I want you to try and keep, oh, hi, doggo, your knees over your toes like so. And I want your knees to move in the same direction as the direction your toes are pointing in. If your knee is all the way out here, dog, you're standing right in the way. If your knee is all the way out here and your toes are down there, that's not a very strong position to be in. And the same for the other way. If your toes are down here and your knee is all the way over here, it puts a lot of strain on the knee. And there's a time and place to train that. It's just not what we're doing right now. All right. So knees over the toes and come on down into the lowest position that you can get. We want to feel the stretch in the Achilles tendon. We want to feel pressure in the front of that ankle. We want to feel pressure in the hip. Just try our best to hang out a little bit here. Same thing as with the elephant walk in the beginning. We're going to take this nice and slow. Just hang out, explore the position. If you want, you can rotate your hip a little bit,
point your toes and knees in different directions and see if there's a more comfortable spot for you to hang out in. All right. On this side, I want you to notice that my heel is down, my toes are up, and my knees are pointing up. This is super important for the side split that we're going to do later. So I'm pointing out now, and for you to get a couple of seconds to get comfortable with the idea of pointing your toes up into the air. All right, we've hung out here for a little bit. So now let's try to get ourselves to the other side. I recommend, if this is one of your first couple of times doing this ever, to take your hands, put them down, help walk yourself over. So a Cossack switch is called a Cossack switch because we keep switching from side to side. And the goal is to keep our hips as low as possible to work the joints, to work on the flexibility in those muscles. And if you're not quite strong enough to do that comfortably, which is totally normal and totally okay, we got options. The first one is, like I said earlier, using your hands to help support yourself and walk yourself over. If you're pretty strong and you just feel like that last little bit of range of motion you're not quite comfortable with, you can try to come up a little bit and then come down. If all of those things are uncomfortable, then you can try to come fully up into a squat and come back down. And at any point, you can always put your hands down for balance, for a little bit extra support. And I've done a lot of explaining what we can do, but I haven't told you what we're doing. We're doing side to side stuff. Pick whichever variation you want to do, as long as you end up in something like this on either side. Doesn't matter how you get there. We will do that 5 times. All right. I have done way more than 5, so I'm just going to give you guys a couple of seconds to do as many as you want, however you want to experiment, play around. You want to make them even harder, because I guess there's slightly harder variations. You can try your best to sit up as straight as possible, keep your hips low, and come over to the other side. It's much easier if you lean really far forward and fold forward and put your hands on the ground, because balance is easier that way. But if you want to be a badass, that's your trick. All right. Oh, my hips are tired. I spent way too long in that position. Shake out your legs. That is the end of our warm-ups, and it's time for some static stretching. All right. We're going to do 5 total stretches. 4 of them we're going to just do for 30 seconds and then move on. And the 5th and final stretch is the actual side splits themselves. We're going to do 3 rounds of those for 30 seconds each. Then we're going to rest for about 20, 30 seconds in between and keep going until we have all 3 rounds done. I'm a little bit distracted by the dog who's just staring at my toes. So I'm going to walk away and look at the phone real quick, check to see if there's anything that I need to address in the chat, and then we will keep going. Let's see. Goku says middle splits are his goal or her goal, I guess. Travel with Roxy says you're awesome. Thank you so much. Gina has been given gifter badges. Thank you. Thank you. Jay has followed. I appreciate it. Thank you, Jay. Expect 15K more likes tomorrow. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Keep coming back. I like that. Send those good things. All right. When your neck is down too much, it can affect your posture. Yes, that is true. So spending time getting strong in the position that is the exact opposite of the stuff that's making your neck hurt is a good idea. All right. Simone has also joined. Thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. I'm going to check YouTube real quick to see if there's anything I need to address. And I think we're good. There's a lot of love for the doggo. Caitlin Dolly says W. Welcome, Caitlin. All right. That's enough. Let's get into it. We're doing our first stretch. So the first stretch that we're going to do is the hamstring stretch. I recommend you grab a pillow or a cushion or an old shoe, a slipper, something to give yourself a little bit of padding because we're going to be on our knee like so. We're going to stick that leg out in front so that we are going in a straight line right in front. All right. It might be tempting, depending on your flexibility, to sort of angle out your leg a little bit when you're doing this. And that is not what we want because we're focusing on the hamstring stretch and it's on the bottom of your leg. So grab that cushion, take a couple of seconds, and I'm going to spin around and rotate and show you some different details as we do this stretch. If you don't have anything that I mentioned before, you can grab an old towel
roll up the towel just to give your knee a little bit of padding. You shouldn't need too much stuff. But if you have sensitive knees, it's always nice to have a little bit of cushion. All right, let's keep going. I want you to try to keep this body nice and straight while we start and stick that leg right in front of you. And take a nice big deep breath. Focus all of your attention on the belly button right here. We talk about the belly button a lot, and we will continue to talk about the belly button a lot because really what we care about is the hip and where the hip is pointing. All right. The belly button is really close to the top of your hip. So there's not much you can do to cheat your belly button. If you focus only on your chest or where your head is, you can see my belly button is not going to move, but I can move my chest and my head way all over the place. And those don't actually make the stretch any better. So I'm going to talk about the belly button a lot, and that's why I do. We're going to try and bring the belly button down to the thigh. All right. It's an ambitious goal and it's hard, but that's what we're imagining in our heads is happening. And that's what we're trying to do. From here, I want you to take a nice deep breath in and out. If this is the first time you're in a position like this and you're starting to feel that tension build in your hamstring and it's getting a little uncomfortable, make sure to breathe and keep breathing because that will help you relax the muscles, especially if you take nice big breaths. All right. I'm going to apply steady pressure, trying to bring the belly button down to the thigh for 30 seconds. There is one caveat. If your knees are a little bit achy, they're a little bit tender, maybe you just did a really bad squat workout and they're a little uncomfortable, you can bend the knee just a little bit and focus on folding your chest and your belly button down to that leg and then slowly straightening out that leg. If that's not your problem, you can still do that. No judgment. I don't care. As long as you're working on your hamstring stretch. But the thing that I'm going to do and what I'm going to demonstrate is making sure that you fold forward with your knee relatively straight and locked out. All right. We talked about the variations. Let's go. 30 seconds. Take a nice deep breath. Release. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Also, I just realized you can switch in between all the variations if you want. This is as long as you're getting the hamstring stretch done. I don't care how you do it. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew, okay, come on up. Let's talk about that hamstring stretch real quick. We talked about briefly that you might be able to bring your knee to that chest. And as long as your leg isn't fully extended, you can do that really comfortably, right? But if you do it the other way and your knee is totally straight and leg is locked out, you try to bring your hips down, maybe you'll get stuck like right here, way far away from the knee. And what I want to talk about is all your muscles are at some level kind of connected to all the other muscles in your leg, in your back. And that's partially why we talk about the hamstring being super tight. And here it's getting stuck and it's getting tight. But all of a sudden, if your knee is bent, how come this muscle that goes from here to here is letting you stick your chest so much lower to the leg than before? The name for all of these muscles that are along the backside of your body is called the posterior chain. And it's called the chain because they all kind of mesh together and they make a big old mess. So sometimes if you think your hamstring is just the worst, it might not just be your hamstring. It might be your hips. It might be your calves. It might be the bottoms of your feet are super tight and uncomfortable and they're all scrunched up and it's pulling on your calf muscles through all of the other weird stuff going on in your body, right? So a lot of the times, if you have an injury and you have low back pain, for example, low back pain is legendary for incredibly painful and unfortunately difficult to figure out where it's coming from because everything in the back is tied together. You're just feeling the symptoms and you're not figuring out where the source of that problem is a lot of the time. And it's troublesome because all these muscles, and all of these muscles in your body are tied together. That being said, we don't have to worry about that because we're just doing something real simple like hamstring stretches. All right. You learned a whole bunch of random factoids. I hope they become useful at some point in your life. We're going to move on to hamstring stretch on the other side. I can't believe we haven't done the other side yet. Let's go. Same thing. We're going to point our feet directly in front of that hip, fold forward, and feel that stretch building. Take a nice big deep breath. Relax and try to get a little bit deeper into that stretch. Take a couple of extra breaths. And once you feel like you are really struggling, it is deep into this stretch. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on up. Let's get out of that stretch and move on into the next one. I promise there won't be so much explanation on the next one. The next stretch that we're going to do is called the butterfly stretch, and it looks a little bit like this. If you've played a sport in high school or gone to gym class at any point, you've probably seen something like this, and you're probably grabbing your ankle and you're pulling yourself down. Most people have no idea what they're supposed to be stretching when this happens, and that's because this is one of those stretches where it's kind of a little bit hard to get into the position and it's hard to do it well. So what I recommend before you continue and do anything further is to get to a wall. We're going to use this wall a lot. So pick a nice wall, pick a clean wall, get close to it. We're going to become best friends. All right. Put your shoulders, your head and your hips against that wall. When you do that, it'll help you have a nice clean posture, nice clean line up and down. But it will also give you something to push against when we do this stretch. Pull your feet in towards you and your knees will pop right on up, and that's totally normal. Bring your feet in as close as they can go. And the goal of the butterfly stretch is to open up the groin. What that means is, and the most clear way to describe it is, we're trying to bring our knees to the ground. When we bring our knees to the ground, these muscles on the inner thigh area in the groin get stretched out, and it's going to be painful, but it'll be fine. The way to do this and the way to get stronger at this is to use your muscles to work on it first. So focus on these outer thigh muscles and these glutes. Clench them together, pull them together, and have them open up your legs as much as possible. You might find that you can't make any progress because maybe you have slightly weaker muscles. That's totally okay. The more you do this, the stronger they'll get. When you cannot open these any further with leg muscles, take your hands, apply a little bit of steady pressure, and that's it. As long as you're feeling the stretch, the knees are starting to come down a little bit, we're doing it right. If you're against the wall, your head and your shoulders might start feeling pressure because your hands are pushing down into your legs and your body's looking for something to push against to maintain power. That is what the wall is for. All right, I hope that made sense. If it doesn't, let me know in the chat and I'll try to explain it better tomorrow. Let's go, 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. If you have socks on or something slippery, you might find that your feet are slipping away from you or sliding away. Next time, try to remove the socks. I made that mistake yesterday. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, let the hands go. If you did that right, you're probably feeling a whole lot of like weirdness in the groin area right now. And that's because your muscles just got stretched and they're confused. They have no idea why you just put them through that suffering. And that's okay. What I recommend is you take your hands and you just lift your knees up a little bit, get them to start moving, and then you can use your leg muscles to move them until they start feeling normal. As soon as they start feeling normal, we are good, and it's time to move on to stretch number 3. We're doing the standing pancake. The pancake looks a little bit like this. You bring your head in between your legs, and you fold, 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 fold. It is really hard, and it takes a lot of training. I can't do it. Can't imagine most people can. So we do a variation that makes it a little bit easier, and we use gravity to help us. All right. If you spend enough time analyzing the moves that we do, we use a lot of moves that have gravity giving us a lot of assistance. Anytime we're standing and we're folding forward, this is called a standing variation. And basically, gravity is pulling your entire upper body down and making it a lot easier to get into a stretch. So, how this applies to the standing pancake. Standing pancake, we're going to open up our legs nice and wide. Doesn't have to be the widest possible, just nice and wide. Doesn't have to be uncomfortable in the hips. That's all good. Fold forward. And I'll show you what that means. Folding forward happens all at the hips. It's not about this so much as it is about this. All right. From here, we got two options. One, we can stick our butt back, stick our hands forward, and try to let gravity do all the work and hang out for 30 seconds. We can use gravity and then give ourselves a boost with our own muscles. We can grab our legs and we can pull ourselves down deeper into a stretch. Whatever it is that you decide, you get to do. You can also switch at any time, so experiment. All right. All right. Let's open the legs, fold at the hips, and stick the butt back, arms out. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, all right. Walk your hands out. Come back out of that. That is the standing pancake. If you did that right, you should feel it in two main places. One, the inner thighs. Those get stretched out anytime you put your legs out. And two, in your hamstrings. Anytime you fold forward and you get into this type of position, doesn't matter if your legs are together or if your legs are apart, your hamstrings are going, they're getting activated, and you're going to feel that pressure. All right, that is 3 of our 5 stretches. Let's move on. We're going into number 4. Number 4 is the figure 4 stretch. It's called the figure 4 stretch because we're crossing our ankle across to the other side of our bodies, and that makes this thing that looks like the number 4. What we're going to do is cross that ankle over and basically try to bring our chest down to that ankle. And that is the figure 4 stretch. There's another variation that we can do that looks a little bit like this. It's called a pigeon. We'll bring the leg across and bring our chest down into that stretch. Ugh. You should feel the stretch out here in the glute. All right. I think a bunch of people might have just popped in. So if you are having fun or if you have no idea what we're doing, we do this 30 minutes of live side split stretching every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community. And hopefully together we can make a whole bunch of progress towards our side split goals. So if that sounds interesting, if you've been here for a while and you've been having fun, engaged, please consider following, subscribing, get notified, do all those things so you can get notifications to keep coming back when we go live and we can make some progress together. All right. It's time for our 30 seconds of figure 4 or pigeon stretching. I'm going to do a variation on my back of the figure 4. So what I'm doing is, and I'll rotate this way so you can see and copy me directly, taking my ankle that I'm going to stretch, bring it across, putting it onto the opposite knee, reaching through and pulling everything in. And we're going to hold that for 30 seconds. All right. If you prefer the pigeon, you know what you're doing. Go ahead. Do that. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Oh, lost balance. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, okay. So the main difference between the figure four and the pigeon stretch is in the figure four, you got to work really hard to pull the leg in towards you. I like it because that ankle stays pretty consistent the whole time and you can control the exact stretch and the amount of stretch that you're getting. When we do the opposite, when we do the pigeon stretch, there's a tendency when you start relaxing and you start putting pressure on it, your leg will want to get into the position that's most comfortable and easiest for it, and it'll reduce the intensity of that stretch, right? I'm going to point to that right now. Watch where my ankle is. If I get into position and I start coming down, you'll see this leg is slowly drifting inwards and it's going to get into a comfortable position where I can just be like, oh, cool, look, I'm hanging out. This is so easy. But that's not what we want. We want to keep that ankle pushed away from us. We want to maintain it at as close to 90 degrees as possible. And if you're not there, you're not that flexible, that's okay. You can have it slightly further back. But the goal is to aim to push that leg further away. And you can try it right now if you want. If you start coming down on it, you'll start feeling a whole bunch of stretch and a whole bunch of tension in that outer hip glute area. Okay, I'm already in this position. So for the other leg, I'm gonna do the pigeon stretch. Do whatever you got to do. I hope you learned something about the pigeon / figure four. Let's go, 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on up out of that stretch. And we are done with everything before the side splits. What that means is we're doing side splits next. So if you're thirsty, you need to take a break for real quick, get some water, go ahead and do that. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna check the chat real quick just to see if there's anything I need to address. And let's see. No, I think we are probably good to continue. In that case, let's go. It's time to do a side splits. For the side splits, if you're new to this and you haven't done very many, I recommend you get really close to a wall. And the reason for that is because if you're in a deep side split position and you suddenly lose balance and you fall backwards, the wall will catch you and it'll help keep you safe. All right. So I recommend you stay about one step away from the wall. That's 8 to 12 inches, 20 to 30 centimeters. And let's keep going. Open up those legs nice and wide until it's about to get uncomfortable here in the hips. Fold forward, put your hands down. When you put your hands down, a lot of the weight will go into your arms and that will have less pressure on your legs. What you want to do from here is externally rotate the legs. We talked about this right at the very beginning, but external rotation is putting the heel down and pointing the toe and the knee up. We're going to do that on both sides. All right. From here, if you feel like you're stuck, you can just hang out here. If you feel like you might be able to go a little further, try to walk your hands back towards your hips. All of your body weight is going to start building up right above your hips, and you'll start feeling more and more pressure build up in the stretch. Do a little wiggle from side to side to see if maybe you just have some sticky feet from some sweat and it's just friction holding you back. And once you are as deep as you can get for now, it's time for our 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, crawl forward with those hands and come on back up into a standing position. What we just did, put a whole bunch of stress into the muscles. So what I want you to do is undo it. So we're gonna kick and shake and wiggle. All right, the leg muscles especially, they're gonna be real tight on the insides of the legs. So I want you to kick and relax. The more crazy looking the movement is in your leg, the more relaxed those muscles are. The more stiff and mechanical you are, the less likely you are relaxed. Let's just say. So do a quick shake, and if you feel like you're back to normal-ish, we're gonna do a couple of quick tests in the form of some more movement. We're gonna do some quick hula hoops and go from side to side. We're gonna lift our knees up to make sure the hip flexors are working. We're gonna pop into a mini squat to make sure our knee joints and our ankle joints are working. We're gonna just kick ourselves in the butt real quick. And if everything is looking good, then we've probably already taken 20, 30 seconds to rest. So let's get into round 2 of side splits. Same thing, if you are new to this, you're afraid you might lose balance and fall backwards, get really close to a wall so that if you fall, the wall will catch you and keep you safe. Next up, let's open up those legs and prepare to fold forward. Put your hands down like you're about to do a push-up, but you're not actually doing push-ups. It's just to make it easier for you to externally rotate. Have your toes point up, your heel down on the ground, and your knees pointing up. Do that on both sides. Walk your hands back towards your hips so all of your body weight is being used to push your legs down into a side split stretch. Once you are as deep as you think you can go, go further by trying to wiggle from side to side and see if your legs are just getting stuck by a little bit of friction. Oh, okay. Once you're totally stuck and you just can't move anymore, it's time for our 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. If right now you're holding yourself up with arms straight, bend your elbows. See if suddenly you feel way more weight in your hips. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. You can add a couple more wiggles real quick to see if there's anything that's happened while we started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, crawl your hands forward, bring the legs back together, and come back into standing. Try to relax for a second, and then we're gonna go right back into it. Shake and wiggle, relax those arms and the legs. Shake, 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 shake. And once you feel like your legs are kind of okay and not super stressed out after the side splits, come on back into our quick test. Yeah, do our little hula hoops. Oh, whew. I always feel a really intense stretch in the front of my hips on the left and the right where my hands are right now. And I have no idea why, but after like 2 reps, the tension goes away and all of a sudden the rest of the movement doesn't feel so useful anymore. But that's a cue to move on. High knees, do some mini squats to make sure our knees and ankles are working, all the joints are feeling good. And once we are back, it's time for quick announcement. If you're having fun, if you're enjoying this, if you are feeling so proud of yourself for having done so much stretching today because you've never done this much stretching before, please consider hitting follow, hit subscribe, make sure to get notified so you can keep coming back to the lives. We do this every single day for about 30, probably running to 40 minutes because I've been talking a lot today. And we do this every day to practice consistency, but also to build a little bit of community so that we have a whole bunch of people keep coming back to work on stuff together, right? It's much easier to work on something hard if you know other people are also working on it and you can support each other. That's it. I hope together we can make a whole bunch of progress towards the side split goals. I hope you're having fun. Hope you're proud of yourself. Let's go into the third and final side split and wrap up for today. Get close to that wall. Just one step in front so that if you lose balance while you're down here, the wall will keep you safe. All right. I don't know why I came back into standing. Open up those legs nice and wide. Fold forward at the hips. Put your hands down like you're going to do a push-up. Use that to externally rotate the legs. What that means is your heels are down, your toes are up, your knees are up. And do a little wiggle, walk your hands back. Now that you've done a whole bunch of these already, you can experiment with your own technique of how you get down here. Once you are as deep as you think you're gonna get, try to do some wiggling from side to side so you can get a little bit more. And once you are totally stuck, it's time for a final 30 seconds. I'm gonna ask you to do one extra thing this time. We did the pancake earlier, and we know it's all about folding at the hips and getting into that stretch. We're gonna add a little bit of pancake energy into this side split. I want you to imagine the bottom of your butts pointing directly behind you into the wall and trying to bring your belly button as low to the ground as possible while keeping your toes pointing up. All right, we're gonna add that in, hold that for 30 seconds, and then we're gonna be done. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on up. Oh, walk your hands forward, pull yourself out of this position, bring your legs together. Oh man, my legs are struggling. Hop, skip, dance your way back into standing, and let's go. Shake, 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 wiggle, 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 wiggle. I know it might look a little silly, but I promise it's way faster than trying to loosen up in most other ways. And all you have to do is shake a little bit to relax. All right. Feel like your legs are kind of maybe back to normal. Let's do our final round of checks. Oh, hula hoop. Feel the front of those hip flexors right here. And high knees. Mini squats. Maybe do a full deep squat this time because we're wrapping up and we're done. Oh, kick yourself in the butt. And if everything feels normal, everything is good, then we are done. All right. Oh, thank you so much, everybody, for coming, hanging out, doing side splits, stretching with me, practicing consistency. We have wrapped up for today, and we are done. That's it. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you had fun. I hope you feel really proud of the hard work that you put into the side splits today. And I hope you had so much fun and you're so proud of yourself that you'll keep coming back and we'll do more side splits together. I do this every single day to help me and you practice consistency, hopefully to build up a little bit of community as people join into the live, introduce themselves, say hi. I try my best to remember you guys. Zaina, for example, thank you for subscribing or following. I appreciate it. That's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm out of here. Travel with Roxy, thank you so much. I appreciate it. This was great. Queen R, thank you so much. This was great. All right. That's it from me today. Please, if you haven't yet, hit follow, hit subscribe. Make sure to come back, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.